This is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
There's developing news tonight on Tasmania's continuing fruit fly crisis. Biosecurity authorities have confirmed another incursion of fruit fly larvae from Victoria. The destructive and costly pest was found in a grapefruit purchased from an unspecified business in southern Tasmania. Biosecurity authorities say the fruit has been traced back to Victoria and has been processed through a pest treatment facility. Suspect produce has been pulled from the shelves and the supplier has been temporarily suspended. Police are on the front foot heading into Easter, warning drivers to take care over the holiday period. Traffic is set to ramp up on our roads and so too does the risk for serious crashes.
Ramping up ahead of the Easter period, police were out doing checks today on the Bass Highway.
There are extra police rostered on and they'll be doing all number of road safety campaign initiatives that we have in place.
Authorities launching Operation Crossroads, clamping down on poor driver behaviour during the traffic peak.
We could be anywhere. We will be doing increased patrols. We'll be targeting those routes that you may not necessarily think we will over that period.
We had no fatalities last Easter, but let's not get complacent. Over the year, last year we had 36. 36 is absolutely unacceptable.
Drivers are urged to be extra vigilant of fatigue on long road trips. One strategy, stopping at SES driver reviver stations.
It's a holiday period, so why rush? What's the rush to get to the shack or some distant camping ground? You don't need to. Take your time, plan your trip.
Speed will be in the sights of police as a major risk factor for serious crashes.
Even this morning we had a motorcyclist at Somerset before 9 a.m, a P-plate, a 17-year-old, doing 156 kilometres an hour in a 60 zone. It's unacceptable. An
Easter holiday, but no rest for police. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
Emergency crews prevented a shed fire from spreading to neighbouring properties at Lutana this afternoon. The shed was engulfed in flames and completely destroyed. The blaze is believed to have been accidentally triggered by a heat gun left on the floor by the owner.
And at this stage, we remind people to leave unattended appliances turned off or not so close to combustible materials.
The house next door sustained minor damage. The bill is estimated to be around $70,000. The fire service is celebrating a milestone towards gender diversity with the promotion of their first female station officer. Sandra On is now the highest ranking female firefighter in the state. She puts it all down to hard work and dedication.
To the role, I just would like to be, I guess, a confident leader and just promote the fact that this is achievable to women out there.
Whilst we've had female firefighters in the service for a while, it is a choice to progress through to station officer. And we've got a number of people in their careers, female firefighters in their careers, so women are now coming through as leaders in our organisation.
The TFS hopes this sparks the interest for any women considering a career in firefighting. Tasmania's unemployment rate has recovered from the highs of 2013, but problems still exist for young people who are looking for work. The southeast of the state has been highlighted as the 4th worst region in the country for youth unemployment, but the situation has improved in other areas.
Around 30 young people are skilling up at Youth Entrepreneurial Services, the up to 6-month-long program funded by the federal government, helping them get job ready.
Experience is critical on a resume, so what we try to do here is to give them a whole lot of resume builders, so they're coming into a business, not a program as such.
9 caramel latte.
The team has developed a range of products and are selling them online and at pop-up shops, allowing them to get hands-on with running a business and developing skills.
Administration skills, productive and manufacturing skills, anything behind the scenes really that goes into a business.
Well, they've gone over like the resume and cover letter aspect. Like when I came here, I had no idea how to get a resume or cover letter ready for cold calling, and they taught me how to tailor it to proper jobs.
It's an edge they need in a tight jobs market for young people. New data from the Brotherhood of St Lawrence has highlighted our southeast as the fourth worst region in the country for youth unemployment, a rate of almost 22%, up from 2016. Elsewhere across the state, the situation has improved, particularly on the northwest coast, which has previously struggled with the issue. Statewide, the rate has come down to 13.8%.
Particularly in the regional areas, it's still quite high in youth unemployment. I think more in the urban areas, there's just a lot more access to transport and the work opportunities.
We're assisting small businesses with grants as well as larger businesses with payroll tax relief to take on new apprentices and young people. And we're also working with TASCOS to help try and find out what the barriers are.
For many young people seeking a job, experience proves to be a key barrier.
Yeah, I've actually been told that the reason I didn't get a job I went for was because I had less experience or no experience while others had some, so that is definitely an aspect.
But it's a hurdle these young people hope they'll clear. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
Tasmania's escalating deer problem is in the sights of researchers. The university has announced a statewide study on the environmental impacts of this non-native species. The aim, protecting Tasmania's World Heritage Area, with plant destruction and rising population growth as major factors.
It's very timely to do some research to establish those numbers, and the research will then help the state government review and consider management of deer to protect sensitive environments.
It's estimated the feral deer population could blow out to more than 1 million if not controlled.
Tasmanian Tigers are on the verge of a heartbreaking defeat in Brisbane, with Queensland belting 516 first innings runs during day 4 of the Sheffield Shield final. And having finished the season on top of the table, the home side need only to secure a draw tomorrow to clinch victory. Charlie Hemfrey began day 4 by bringing up 50. Feckerty began his day by claiming Sam Hazlitt.
This one goes through and it's taken. Matty Wade, he has taken the catch. Feckerty has got his first wicket.
Jake Wildermuth soon got going for the home side, combining with Hemfrey to keep the Bulls' hopes alive. With Hemfrey edging closer to his ton, the Tigers needed to quash the momentum. Enter Jackson Bird.
A full delivery and beaten in a nick and right on cue. We're talking about the doom and gloom, but the big wicket has happened.
Wildermuth preventing a pre-lunch collapse as he belted his way past 50 before steering the home side past 350 come the break. After a slender innings with the ball, Malenko was finally rewarded for his patience.
Full delivery and drive and a catch and a cotton bowl.
Needing just a draw to win, the Bulls welcomed another rain delay before a chance to end Jimmy Pearson's day was left wanting.
A shot be close and he misses. I reckon he was probably home.
The replay telling a different story.
Was in and I reckon he was out by 2 or 3 inches.
He'd go on to make them pay as victory slipped further from the Tigers' reach. Michael Nesser notching up his half-ton after tea, only to be brought unstuck 8 runs later, courtesy of Webster. For Malenko accounted for his partner in crime.
She's a wicket, so he's bowled him. Well, that came out of nowhere.
But celebrations were short-lived as the Bulls' bottom order raced past Tasmania's first innings total of 477, putting themselves in the box seat heading into the final day of play. They're regarded as the sides to beat this TSL season, and come Friday we'll see if the early favouritism is warranted when crosstown rivals the Bombers and the Blues go head-to-head following months of pre-season preparations. With 3 premierships in the past 4 years, North Launceston are used to being the hunted.
There are going to be teams coming after us. Expectations for us week by week. We're not looking any further than this week and this Friday.
The Good Friday clash with the Blues will be Whitford's first match as head coach, following in the footsteps of flag winners Zane Littlejohn and Tom Couch.
I haven't come in and stamped my authority. It's not about me coming in and taking over and do things my way. It's about the group and what they want and what they need.
Touted as the match of the round, the Bombers face a side dangerous as any on paper, having picked up the likes of former Devonport stars Dylan Riley and Mitch Thorpe in the off-season.
Certainly in the first 5 rounds, you're really testing what other clubs have done, and then we sit amongst the group. So we'll go into round 1 confident, but we won't go in over the top.
Unfazed by the early hype, the Blues coach is taking the same philosophical approach that helped lead the Underdogs deep into the 2017 final series.
Internally, we've spoken about obviously where we are as a list and a club and bits and pieces, and that hopefully allows the guys to embrace it and actually start to accept different challenges along the way.
One thing both coaches can guarantee is players won't be leaving anything to chance come 6:30 Friday night.
The boys are really excited to get out there and produce. Long pre-season, but it does come around quickly. So yeah, we're ready to go.
They're without doubt what the rest of the teams are chasing, and that's now an opportunity to do that round one and see where we scale up to it.
To soccer, and the Hobart Zebras are sitting clear on top of the NPL ladder after the competition's other heavyweights faltered over the weekend. Having secured several big-name recruits in the off-season, including Czech striker Jakub Sklenar, the Zebras backed up their opening round victory over South Hobart by coming back from 2 goals down at half-time against the Rangers on Saturday to record a 4-2 win, with the side a man down for most of the match.
You basically got 45 minutes to prove yourself that you need to, get the 3 points out of it. So I'm glad we did it, and again, we show a big character of the team.
The Zebras take on Riverside in the Lacca Seljack round of 16 next Monday, followed by their round 3 NPL clash with Devonport on April 7. Netball now, and the Tasmanian Magpies are preparing to face Wales and Northern Ireland in a series of friendly matches. The visiting team spent time at a local primary school today. Players are trying to acclimatise to the warmer weather in time for next month's Commonwealth Games on the Gold Coast.
We've come from snow. It was -6 degrees, I think, the day after I arrived, and we were snowed in. So this has actually been quite a nice stepping stone for us.
It was an opportunity that came to us. We couldn't turn it down. Hoping to really cement some of our team connections.
Wales has previously chosen to play in Tasmania for warm-up games ahead of the Netball World Cup in 2015. Matches will be played tomorrow and Thursday in Launceston and on Saturday in Hobart. After winning yesterday's Melbourne 400, Holden driver David Reynolds has his sights set on Symmons Plains. Reynolds currently second in the Supercars Championship and is hoping for dry weather when he hits the track here in a fortnight.
It's the tight-knit team out to prove a point. David Reynolds headlines the small Erebus Motorsport team and is sitting second after winning in Melbourne on the weekend, while new signing Anton Di Pasquale is the championship's top-ranked rookie.
The level of competition just goes tenfold every year, so it's going to be a very, very tough year.
A 10-year veteran in the Supercars series, Reynolds says this has been his best start to a season yet. He was pipped by Shane van Gisbergen in Adelaide.
He makes the big lunge down the inside. He's going to park it there. He's got it done.
But the 32-year-old got his revenge on the weekend. He's now hoping for dry weather at Symmons Plains, admitting his Holden won't respond as well to a slippery course.
Lately our cars haven't been as fast in the wet as they had been last year, so we're trying to work out why. But in the dry, we're good to win races.
Di Pasquale cut his teeth in Europe and isn't taking his place in the championship for granted. He's only raced here twice before in different categories.
It's a small track, but it's hard because you haven't got much time to make an advantage on anyone or have a car advantage, so you need to really maximise every corner.
All hands are on deck getting the venue ready. More than 50,000 people are expected to be trackside, including 8,000 from interstate.
Apart from a few contractors here and there, we rely a lot on volunteers, which we're very fortunate. We've got some great people in Tasmania.
The championship is here from the 6th to the 8th of April. Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
Good evening, everyone. Well, a buddy of mine told me it's now footy season. Well, actually, he told me 8 times over the weekend it was footy season, which is good on 2 fronts. We don't have to worry about the cricket anymore, and I can get this little number out of the mothballs. And as the footy hots up, the temperatures have been cooling down below average too today by up to 6 degrees. Hobart 16, Launceston and Devonport 20, Burnie 19. The high was 21 at St Helens, while Mount Reid topped the rainfall with 83 millimetres to 9 a.m. and a further 29 today. Low Head 19 degrees, Flinders Island and Friendly Beaches 18, King Island, Smithton and Strawn 17, Ouse 16 and Grove 15 today. The southwesterly airstream brought most of the cloud to the west and south of Tasmania today. That's following in behind a trough which crossed the state. Further north off New South Wales is frontal cloud containing thunderstorms and has a cold front with air mass trailing behind it over Victoria and our region. The central and north of Queensland has cloud coughed up by ex-tropical cyclone Nora. Tomorrow a high moves over the southeast of the nation. A low south of the Bight extends a trough over to the west, a broad trough evident over the tropics as well. West to southwest winds at 15 to 25 knots, reaching 30 knots over the east and south. Swells to 4 metres in western and southern waters. Strong wind warning, that's current for waters from the top of Flinders Island down to Low Rocky Point. That warning for the flood is for a flood watch for the Huon River. Forecast for tomorrow. A possible shower for Hobart up to 18 degrees, 17 the top for Adventure Bay, a shower or two for Tarraleah, 14 the maximum. Launceston becoming cloudy and 18 degrees, the chance of a shower, 18 for Devonport with a late shower, partly cloudy for Bridport and 17 degrees. Burnie a shower or two and 17, 16 the top for Strawn, Marrawar a shower and 17 the maximum. And St Helens becoming cloudy, 20 the top, 18 for Swansea, Whitemark 19 degrees. UV slipping down to a moderate 5. On to Wednesday now, and showers contracting to the west and far south in the afternoon. A shower or two in the west on Thursday, extending to central and southern districts in the afternoon. And showers into Friday, less likely over the east with winds turning westerly. Partly cloudy in Perth tomorrow, cloudy over Adelaide and Melbourne, fine for Canberra and Sydney, a shower for Brisbane and 27 degrees and a possible storm for Darwin. And right now we can see that all the conditions around the state are fairly cloudy. Rach, after putting this back on, I can tell you I'm the same level of overweight as I was 6 months ago.
And it looks as bad here as in the old studio. Thank you for that, Murph. I'll be back later with updates. Thanks for joining us. Good night.